जय ओम विष्णुपाद परिहंसकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शीला प्रभुपाद की, इसका अनफाउंडर आचार्य शीला प्रभुपाद की, नाम आचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद भागवतम की. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So welcome to the morning Bhagavatam class. Today we are reciting the words from Canto 3, Chapter 28, Kapila's instructions on Devahood, on devotional service, and the text number 19. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So text 19, please repeat with me. Sthitam vrajantam asinam sayanam vaguhasayam prekshaniyehitam adhyayet shuddha bhavena chetasaha. Sthitam vrajantam asinam sayanam vaguhasayam prekshaniyehitam jayet shuddha bhavena chetasa. Sthitam vrajantam asinam sayanam vaguhasayam prekshaniyehitam jayet shuddha bhavena chetasa. Prabhuji. Sthitam vrajantam asinam sayanam vaguhasayam prekshaniyehitam jayet shuddha bhavena chetasa. Sthitam vrajantam asinam sayanam vaguhasayam prekshaniyehitam jayet shuddha bhavena chetasa. Sthitam vrajantam asinam sayanam vaguhasayam prekshaniyehitam jayet shuddha bhavena chetasa. Sthitam vrajantam asinam sayanam vaguhasayam prekshaniyehitam jayet shuddha bhavena chetasa. Okay. Word to word meaning. Sthitam, standing. Vrajantam, moving. Asinam, sitting. Sayanam, lying down. Va, or. Guha asyam, the Lord dwelling in the heart. Prekshakaniya, beautiful. Ihitam, pastimes. Jayet, he should visualize. Shuddha bhavena, pure. Chetasa, by the mind. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation, please repeat with me. Thus always merged in devotional service, the yogi visualizes the Lord standing, moving, lying down, or sitting within him. For the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are always beautiful and attractive. Purport. The process of meditating on the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead within oneself and the process of chanting the glories and pastimes of the Lord are the same. The only difference is that hearing and fixing the mind on pastimes of the Lord is easier than visualizing the form of the Lord within one's heart. Because as soon as one begins to think of the Lord, especially in this age, the mind becomes disturbed. And due to so much agitation, the process of seeing the Lord within the mind is interrupted. When there is sound vibrated praising the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, however, one is forced to hear. The hearing process enters into the mind and the practice of yoga is automatically performed. For example, even a child can hear and derive the benefit of meditating on the pastimes of the Lord simply by listening to a reading from the Bhagavatam that describes the Lord as he is going to the pasturing ground with his cows and friends. Hearing includes applying the mind. In this age of Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya has recommended that one should always engage in chanting and hearing Bhagavad Gita. The Lord also says that the Mahatmas or great souls always engage in the process of chanting the glories of the Lord, and just by hearing, others derive the same benefit. Yoga necessitates meditation on the transcendental pastime of the Lord, whether he is standing, moving, lying down, etc. Let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadate Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna. Welcome once again. So we are reciting today we are reading the verse, text 19 from Canto 3, chapter 28. So we have been listening this conversation between Kapila Muni and Devahuti, and before that Kardama Muni and we have been listening all those verses and past times. So just I would like to, since it's continuing the same conversation between Kapila Muni and Devahuti, so I would like to keep a full context of the overall discussion and in relation to the current verse, today's verse. So in the beginning, Devahuti was asking Kapila Muni that this material world, it's causing so much disturbance to the senses, and it's very difficult to come out of this material world. Then Kapila Muni responded that Bhakti is the ultimate path to get out of this three modes of material nature, and it is material disturbance. Then after that he keep on, and Kapila Muni explained Bhakti, but in the material world, not everybody can start Bhakti immediately. Right? There are different people in the different degree and gradation. Some people in the lowest, like neophyte stage, some people not at all a devotee, right? Various people are in the different stages, right? So he started explaining Dhyana Yoga, and then first he started explaining the Sankhya, Jnana Yoga, that is, and then the Dhyana Yoga he started explaining. So when he started explaining the Sankhya philosophy, the Jnana Yoga, what he said, he explained about the material nature. We are living in this material world. What kind of this material, what is this? So he started explaining. In that context, he explained Pradhana, Mahatattva, how the material world is created. And then he continued, like at the end, he was started, like he also explained how the Purushavataras, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, how these are all putting in, arranging the creation of material universe. And then at the end, he was started explaining the universal form. That he mapped universal form to the Vishnu Supreme Lord to this universe material. Like he's explaining higher top planets are like his head and top part of his body. The waist and abdomen is middle planets, and the lower planets are like the thighs and legs. Right? So this is, and the moon and eyes are all sun and eyes. Like that he compared, it's a universal form is an imaginary form, it will help us to meditate on Supreme Lord. So that is how he explained. Then at the end of that Sankhya philosophy, when he was explaining, he mentioned that the senses are trying to awaken the universal form. Universal form Vishnu is there, but he is lying on a sleeping stage, like a slumber state, where he opened the eyes, but he is not, like when we see, he's like as if he is like a sleeping. So when through the senses are trying to awaken the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord was not getting awakened. So then the Kapila Muni was explaining that with all our material senses, we cannot approach Supreme Lord. Only way is Bhakti. We have to do the Bhakti. Through Bhakti only, we will be able to connect to the Supreme Lord. Through Jnana, we can speculate on the form of the Lord, like impersonal. But when you do Bhakti, you can see Krishna directly, face to face. That is how he was explaining. So the next one, that is how Sankhya Yoga. So the Sankhya Yoga alone, it will not bring close to Krishna, but Sankhya Yoga with Bhakti. That is what Kapila Muni was highlighting. That with Bhakti only, we will be able to see. Then he started explaining Dhyana Yoga. Then I think in the last few weeks, a few days, like His Grace Gokulesh Prabhu was explaining how the Dhyana Yoga can be performed, and he was drawing the analogy between Dhyana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. I remember he was explaining one example. In the Dhyana Yoga, one of the important aspect is controlling the breathing, right? We have to go, there are different stages in the Dhyana Yoga, right? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Dhyana, Pratyahara, Dhyana and Samadhi. There are 8 different stages, right? So Prabhu was explaining that the generally controlling the breathing technique we do as part of Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. Same thing, when we do chanting, we will be doing, whether we are not focusing on the breathing, but when we do Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When we are chanting that, we are holding the breath, our breathing, right? And when we 2-3 times we chant, then we release our breath. So it's indirectly, the breathing technique is already applied in our bhakti. When we are doing that, it is not our prime focus, but indirectly it is included in our bhakti. That same thing we are forcefully trying to do in the Dhyana Yoga, where we are trying to controlling the breathing. Same thing. When we do the Dhyana Yoga, finally the Samadhi state, we do meditate on Supreme Lord, the Paramatma feature. That is what Dhyana Yoga suggests. When we do chanting, we try to hear whatever we chant, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we try to listen with our ear. When we all know, right, there is no difference between Krishna's form, sound and real form. It means when we are trying to listen the sound means we are trying to meditate on Vishnu. So when you see that all these aspects, Bhakti Yoga is already including the Dhyana Yoga, underlying features of Dhyana Yoga, it's already included in Bhakti Yoga. That is why we don't need to, in this verse also, it is mentioned, we don't need to, in the current age, we don't need to focus on a Dhyana Yoga. We will discuss further why we can't do the Dhyana Yoga, but this is in a high level, we can see that Dhyana Yoga is whatever underlying features are there, principles are there in the Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga is already included. But if you observe the people, the ultimate aim of Dhyana Yoga is to realize Paramatma. But in our current society, we see many people are doing yoga. Like in every corner we see the yoga center is there. But what are they doing? Are they focusing meditating on Vishnu form? Not everyone, right? Everywhere the prime focus is on mental well-being or physical well-being. That is the current focus of yoga. Actually in the next 1 week's time, the UN the Yoga Day is coming, International Yoga Day. The United Nations has declared the Yoga Day on 21st of June, I guess it is. So it's coming soon. So everybody is doing, but all these people are actually following the underlying principle of Dhyana Yoga. Are they all meditating on Vishnu? No. Right? Not everybody is doing that. So at the current age, the yoga process is completely deviated from its original goal. The original goal is to realize Paramatma, Supreme Personality of God, who is there inside our Paramatma, inside our heart, and realizing that Paramatma is our Dhyana Yoga's ultimate goal. But current people, in the current society, in the current age, the process is only used for mental and physical well-being. That is where the Dhyana Yoga, the Hatha Yoga, Dhyana Yoga being taken currently. But same thing, the Dhyana Yoga alone, only when you do Dhyana Yoga, you will only actual process, without deviation. Whatever is the Patanjali Yoga was prescribed, if you follow that, you will be able to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a Vishnu. But that is not enough. Still, you realize Vishnu, there ends the story. You will not be able to, not everybody will continue bhakti. But in order to see the Supreme Lord, you have to have the loving devotional service, you need to have a bhakti. So again, Dhyana Yoga mixed with bhakti only will be coming close to Krishna. On its own Dhyana Yoga, just you will see the Vishnu's form, you realize that's it. But the bhakti will not be there. But when you have to do further devotional, you want to have the services, you want to have a loving exchange with the Supreme Lord, you need to continue Dhyana Yoga and Bhakti. If you see in the Bhagavatam, we see I can recollect two famous personalities. One is Dhruva Maharaj. He did the Dhyana Yoga with Bhakti. And Kardama Muni also, we studied in the previous chapters, where he did on the base request from Brahma. He wanted to create a progeny, Brahma and Kardama Muni. But what Kardama Muni started doing the meditation and yoga and the devotional service. He did for 10,000 years, he continued. And then Lord Vishnu appeared. And Lord Vishnu was so happy by seeing his austerities and the service and the yoga devotion, the tears fell off and the lake Bindu Sarovar was formed. So that is how the potential. And same thing, when we see Dhruva Maharaj, it's in 4th canto, it was there, right? So, since her mother humiliated, and her stepmother humiliated Dhruva Maharaj, and Dhruva Maharaj's mother told, okay, you go and pray with Vishnu, then only you can then he can be pacified, right? Dhruva Maharaj went to forest to get the kingdom, which is much, much bigger than his father and great-grandfather. Whose great-grandfather is Brahma. So he wanted to have a big kingdom, bigger than Brahma's kingdom. That is why Dhruva Maharaj was having the determination. He is at the age of 5 years. He was only 5 years boy, and he was going to the forest to get the kingdom much bigger than great-grandfather Brahma. So he was on the way to the forest. Narada Muni saw. And Narada Muni told, okay, you are very small boy. Don't go there. You cannot do this kind of austerity, it's not possible. But he was very determined. Then Narada Muni gave instructions to Dhruva Maharaj. What he said, so first you go to the Yamuna river, take bath, and you sit in the particular place and do the Ashtanga yoga and everything, and along with some devotional service. So he mentioned that after sitting on your seat, practice 3 kinds of breathing exercise and thus gradually control the life air and the mind and the senses. Completely free yourself from all material contamination with great patience. Begin to meditate on Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what he suggested, first go and take bath, do some meditation and all, then you start focusing on Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is how Narada Muni instructing to Dhruva Maharaj. Then he was also explaining. So this is where the another big difference. Like many people does yoga, when do meditation, each one will meditate on different forms. Some people meditate on impersonal form. Some people will meditate on Supreme Lord Krishna. And each person, like in the current process, everyone, okay, I remember one person, one time I was doing some yoga with a known person. At the end he told, okay, whoever is your favorite God, you imagine your mind and do meditation. That is how they are telling. Not everybody, but here Narada Muni is clearly mentioning that you have to meditate on Supreme Lord. And he was also explaining the Lord's face is perpetually very beautiful and pleasing. So he was keep on explaining the Supreme Lord's qualities, on which form we are meditating. So this is how all the Narada Muni explained beautiful form of Krishna on which Dhruva Maharaj has to meditate. So this is here our scriptures are very clearly mentioning that any meditation we do in the yoga, it should be on Supreme Lord. That is our ultimate goal. So now the Narada Muni explained all this form, and Dhruva Maharaj continued. After listening the instructions, he went to the forest, and then Dhruva Maharaj started practicing that. How he did? So he started. So on the first month, Dhruva Maharaj ate only fruits and berries on every third day. So 1 month, on every third day, he was eating only fruits, only one time. Only to keep his body and soul together. And in this way, he progressed his worship of Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the second month, Dhruva Maharaj ate only every 6 days, and for his eatables, he took dry grass and leaves. Right? So thus he continued his worship. Every stage he is doing practicing Dhyana yoga and he is worshipping the Supreme Lord. In third month, he drank water only every 9 days. Thus he remained completely in trance and worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is adored by selected verses. In the fourth month, Dhruva Maharaj became completely master of breathing exercise, and thus he inhaled the air only every 12th day. In this way, he became completely fixed in his position. So, started with eating fruits every third day. Then he started taking only air, leaves and grass. And finally, he started taking breath only every 12th day. This is the third month. This is the fourth month. And then in the fifth month, Maharaj Dhruva, the son of king, had controlled the breathing so perfectly that he was able to stand only one leg. So this is how he was doing. Then the next fifth month, he is doing the yoga meditation, standing on only one leg. He completely controlled his senses, their objects, and in this way he fixed his mind without diversion to anything else upon the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So which Narada Muni explained, he started focusing on this. And when Dhruva Maharaj thus captured the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the refuge of the total material creation and who is the master of all living entities, the three worlds began to tremble. Now, and as Dhruva Maharaj, the king's son, kept himself steadily standing on one leg, the pressure of his big toe pushed down the half of the earth, just as an elephant being carried on a boat rocks the boat left and right with his every step. So when Dhruva Maharaj became practically one in heaviness with the Lord Vishnu, the total consciousness due to his fully concentrating and his closing all the holes of his body, the total inverse breathing became choked up. So when he started continuing doing all this controlling breath and standing on single leg, right, everything, the complete material universe became choked up. So this is how the Dhyana yoga. And at the end, Vishnu appeared. So that is all the different posture. Why I am trying to say is, this is how Dhyana Yoga being practiced in the previous age. Now, let's see, like, can we do this kind of Dhyana Yoga in our current material world? See, we are now currently, it's winter is going on in Sydney. Everybody, we are packing up with three layers of dresses, right? So, imagine how the Dhruva Maharaj is standing on single leg without food. Is it completely not practical? If at all we have to do Dhyana Yoga, this is the example, like Dhruva Maharaj and the Kardama Muni. And this kind of things we cannot practically do in our Kali Yuga. That is what I want to explain it. So, this is another verse in the Bhagavatam mentioned that Kritayat Jayato Vishnu Tretayam Jayato Makai Dvapare Paricharayam Kalau Tad Hari Kirtanat, right? So, in Satya Yuga, it was mentioned as a meditation. This kind of meditation is applicable in Satya Yuga. Why? Because that time the people have a strong controlling over the mind. The life duration is long, like it's not 100 years. It's not just like 100 years. It's, even if you see Kardama Muni did meditation for 10,000 years, right? You can imagine the lifespan in the Satya Yuga. So it was practical in Satya Yuga time. But Treta Yuga, you have to do the fire sacrifice. Then when it came to the Treta Yuga, during the Lord's Rama time, it was fire sacrifice. That's where Vishwamitra came to Dashratha. When he was doing the fire sacrifice, he was asking Dasharatha to send Lord Ram to protect his fire sacrifice. And Dvapare Paricharayam. So within the Dvapare Yuga, where the Krishna was there, it is worshipping the deity was the main focus. And finally, when it comes to Kalautad, Hari Kirtanat. In our Kali Yuga, we can only do the Hari Kirtan. Is the only, we cannot do the meditation. We are not qualified to do the fire sacrifice. We are not qualified to do the deity worship. But in only easy thing is chanting the holy name. That is what we can. It is applicable in our current Yuga. And not only that, in Chaitanya Charitamrita we had to mention Harer Nama Eva Kevalam Kalau Nasteva Gatiranyata. So in the Kali Yuga also, it is in multiple places, in multiple scriptures, it is reiterated that it's only Harinam is the only source for our liberation to coming out of this impact of three modes of material nature. So in this case, from the Dhruva Maharaj example, Srimad Bhagavatam verse which we, and Chaitanya Charitamrita the verse what we discussed, so this is clearly mentioning this. In this age of, it's only devotional service and chanting is the important. That is where in today's verse, if you see the translation, it is mentioned, thus always merged in the devotional service, the yogi visualizes the Lord standing, moving, lying down or sitting within him, for the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are always beautiful and attractive. So, with the yogis, you visualize the Supreme Lord, but in our Bhakti Yoga, we can practice, we can meditate on glories of Krishna. How you do, there is no stringent rules like how we do in the Dhyana Yoga. In the Dhyana Yoga, when you do the meditation, you have to go to secluded place. You have to sitting on a particular posture, and you have to sitting on kusha grass and the deer skin, and do all those things. But when you do our devotional service in Bhakti Yoga, when you chant and remembering the glories of the Supreme Lord, you can see that you can standing, moving, lying down, or sitting. You can any possible ways you can do. There is no constraint. But all is you have to do attentively, right? That is a important thing. So in this case, now we can, this kind of, it's Prabhupada mentioned, the purport also he compared, right? We can do the devotional service in any form. Right? So, for example, we come to the temple every day and we take the darshan of Radha Gopinath and we do some chanting rounds. Now, after that, we go out and we suppose you are walking on the road or you are working, you are in an office, you will see a devotee. And then as soon as you see devotee, because devotee connection is through with Radha Gopinath, and then you will easily remember, okay, then you will able to remember the Supreme Lord Radha Gopinath. And similarly, when you are driving, what you will do? You will keep the kirtan in your car, or you will be listening lectures, right? So, there is no fixed rules. Anytime you can remember the Lord. When you see a devotee, you will remember the Lord. When you are driving, when you are walking, when you see, you will be able to listen the lectures, or you will be able to listen the kirtan, anything you will be able to do. All these things, there is no systematic process, but as and when, any time, you can remember Supreme Lord and glorify. This is all part of the Bhakti, devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. So constantly meditating on Supreme Lord. And if somebody is sick, and you are not able to get up, but still, what you can do, you are lying on the bed, but you can listen kirtan, you can listen lectures. That is how the Prabhupada was explaining, right? There is no hard and fall. You can sleeping, standing, walking, everywhere, you can remember Lord. Not only that, when you are coming to the temple, you coming with all the devotional attire, you wear the tilak, dhoti, kurta, and right, if somebody is seeing you on the road, and they will say Hare Krishna, right? So you are inspiring others to chant the holy name with your devotional attire, right? That is also. And when you do the Harinam, when we go to city, when we do Harinam, many people, random people will come and join us, and they will sing along with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra when we do the Harinam. And when we go to the book distribution also, when we do the book distribution, many people will get in contact with the Srila Prabhupada books, and they will get the benefited. Like if you see the Dhrumara in the 6th canto, Yamaraja instructions to Yamadutas, he was mentioning to the Yamadutas, those who are not able to chant even at least once in the lifetime, bring those kind of people to me. That's what Yamaraja said. So now in this case, when people are seeing Hare Krishna once by seeing a devotee, or in the Harinam, people randomly coming and doing a Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, those are all got exception. Now, they will, as Bhagavatam is speaking, that those who did not chant even at least once in their lifetime, they please bring those people, right? So, now all these people, when we go to Harinam, when we go to book distribution, these people, unknowingly they are chanting. And so, all these people are getting Sukruti. That Sukruti will be magnified, and they will in some time, either in this age or next age, they will be coming in contact with the devotees, they will be getting benefited. This is how we are helping all the people in the Kali Yuga to come into the contact with the Supreme Lord. Now, this is how when we see compared to Dhyana Yoga, how the Bhakti Yoga is very simple. Like we can keep different people into the Krishna conscious without their knowledge. Like when we see the Prahlad Maharaj, what he did, when he was in the mother's womb, he was listening the Bhagavatam. Right? He did not, and when he came out of his mother's womb, he was sitting with all the what association he got? All the demons. But he is able to continue devotion. But how? Simply he has listened Srimad Bhagavatam in his mother's womb. That is why he was able to, even though he is staying in the demons association, his devotion was fixed. So just by listening in mother's womb, he became a great devotee. Not only that, the person did so many sinful activities, and he was lying on a bed, deathbed, and just he called his son's name Narayan. And what Yamadutas, instead of Yamadutas, Vishnudutas also came and stopped the Yamadutas to taking his body. Right? Later, that is Ajamila. Right? So we can see so many pastimes from our scriptures where knowingly or unknowingly they chanted, they were able to get the benefit out of it. Right? The Yajamila. And similarly, Haridas Thakur, he was a Muslim background. But what he did daily, so he was 300 times holy names he was chanting. He became a Namacharya. And when he was departing this world, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Lord, there personally. Right? That is how the chanting makes the difference. And another pastime I remember, when Srila Prabhupada pastime also, we can see how the potency of the association of the devotees, association of chanting the holy name. Once Srila Prabhupada was traveling, international travel, he was in the flight, and he was having generally the these assistants and all, they will pack prasadam for Srila Prabhupada. And in the flight, the Prabhupada assistants opened the prasadam, and he was offering to Srila Prabhupada. It is puffed rice. And when Srila Prabhupada was about to honor that prasadam, and one air hostess came and saw that it is a very puffed rice, very nice, and she took from his fist and she had the prasadam. Then all these assistants were thinking it's like offensive act. Prabhupada is a very great acharya, and when he was honoring the prasadam, some random person came and took the prasadam and ate. And there that story ended there. So after some times, few years, it's in South America. I think Prabhupada was traveling to South America, I remember. And in the same country, some people are doing book distribution. That place is such that people were thinking that they will not find any devotees in that area, that small town. That is what devotees are also anticipating that you won't get any devotees from here. Then they were knocking every door and they are trying to distribute the books. And in one door they knocked, and when one lady opened it, and she invited the book distribution inside the house, and when they went inside, they could see all the Srimad Bhagavatam book, Prabhupada photo, everything. That is the place where no congregation is there, but this Mataji was there, staying in that, and she was having the Srila Prabhupada books, Srila Prabhupada photo and everything. Then Mataji was started explaining that situation thing. The long back, the story, the air hostess who took the puffed rice from the Srila Prabhupada plate was the same Mataji. Right? She became a devotee. She after that incident, she got contact with some devotees contacted her, and through that process she became a devotee. So this is the potency of the Bhakti Yoga. Right? We don't need to do Dhyana Yoga, which is very tough, which is easy way. Using this simple approach, we can progress in our Bhakti. You can remember the Prahlad Maharaj pastime, Ajamil pastime, Haridas Thakur, and many things, right? So we need to do our sadhana, Bhakti, and do the chanting, holy name, Sankirtan. Not only it is our benefit, we can also provide benefit to any other living beings in this material world. So I will conclude here. Any comments? Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we also read about the love of the mother that gives butter and food to Krishna. So how is this material feeling, not in Krishna, but in Krishna's mother, different when she's seeing butter on his mouth, and at the same time, next moment, I'll give you the butter myself. So how do you differentiate? Is it responsibility? Is it love? How do you explain this?
Yeah. So, like when a mother Yashoda is dealing with Krishna, she is not remembering that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. She is feeling as a mother. As a mother, her duty is to control the child. Right? If the child is doing some naughty things, you have to correct him, the boy, small baby. Right? With that mood, she was controlling. But as a love, she is feeding everything, butter and everything, she is giving whatever is required. But if he is doing the mischievous things, naughty things, she is trying to correct as a mother. That's how we can differentiate with the love. When she feeling love, like when we see Damodar Leela, like many places we see, like she was boiling the milk to make nice sweets to Krishna, right? She was feeding as whenever whatever is required, she was giving all the facilities, things. But as a mother, her nature is to control the kid, teach good behavior. So in that context, we can see that she is trying to stop stealing the butter and everything.
But we can think that when baby Krishna was hungry,
Yeah.
the mother did not give him food. That's why he had to eat it. We don't think that.
So, we don't see. See, Krishna, okay, so the two perspectives you can see. From Krishna's perspective, Krishna is the Supreme Lord, right? Whatever activity he is doing, it is like a pastime. He wanted to have the loving exchange relation with all the devotees. That's why he is performing various leelas. But when you see mother's point of view, mother is not remembering that he is a Supreme Lord. Mother's mood is, she is a mother. She wanted to control. So in the two different perspectives you can see and understand. When mother's point of view, she wanted to get. But Krishna's point of view, Krishna is a Supreme Lord. He is the owner of everything. But he is doing the pastime as if he is having the hungry. Like that is how he is doing the pastime. Everything, whatever Krishna is doing, see it is a pastime, Leela. That is how you can differentiate. Right. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की सॉरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।